Hi, welcome to Vanishing Gates. I am Jay, and this is...
Katie? Cat.
Good to think about that one, huh?
I didn't know if I wanted to say just my name or Katie Cat. So.
I don't know who I am anymore. Anyway, how was your day?
Boring.
Yeah,
I'm just laid around.
I know it doesn't matter because we post these on Sundays usually anyway, but we're a day late short on recording because I wasn't feeling up to it yesterday, guys. I was just in a mood.
Yeah.
It's been a weird... The weather's weird, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, what have you been up to today?
Laundry, cleaning, laying around, doing nothing, and then coming over here and stuffing my face.
Stuffing your face, yes. I did make food.
Because he made me, like, a lot of food.
You know, only manicotti, spaghetti, steak, and cheesecake.
A whole steak. What was it? 2 manicottis?
Yeah, 2 decent-sized manicottis.
Spaghetti and garlic bread. And cheesecake for dessert.
Those little Heath
thingies that
that I've made.
So I'm pretty full right now.
And you ate a couple chips, too.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
And we're not sponsored, but
if they want to,
if you want to sponsor us, we love your drinks.
Yes, so. I'm actually going a different route today. I'm having an O'Doul's.
Yeah, but it is helping him
sober kick
through his soberness.
Yeah,
so.
It sucks having to not drink. I'm not, for the record, I'm not sobering up because I'm an alcoholic. I enjoy being an alcoholic thoroughly. I'm sobering up because of my health. Because if I don't sober up, there's a good chance I die, and then, you know, I would be a topic of the show and not the host.
Yeah.
I'd rather try to plug around for a little bit longer for you guys and gals. Anyway, we're continuing our series on urban legends.
Mm-hmm. Part 2.
I don't think you had to say part 2. I think it was kind of like, we just said we're continuing. Yeah, I guess part 2 if we record it in that order. But.
We also got kind of a little bit of a new setup going on.
A little bit. We added a TV so I can kind of...
Over here.
If I'm looking over here, it's because I'm reading notes.
That's why the lighting's a little different, just because we have a TV here.
Because your boy Jay went back to taking notes again and actually prepping for the show. So don't expect good content, but there will be information.
We're being a little bit more professional.
I'm trying to get back to where I used to be. I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. So I'm taking at least 1 or 2 days to write up show notes. I was trying to write 2 shows in advance, but I had some stuff I had to take care of, so I was able to do that. So I'm going to try this week to write 2 or 3 shows worth of notes up. That's what I used to do, is like 2, 3, maybe 5 days of show notes.
And then if we want to react to a video or something, we could pull it up on our TV and watch it.
Now we can get this running.
Yeah.
So the studio is finally slowly coming back together. We are getting another computer from Jack. He should be back on the show soon. He's still dealing with some stuff from finding a babysitter and stuff like that. But he's bringing us his computer he's replacing, so we will have a nicer setup with that.
Yeah.
And some monitors, allegedly, and some other shit. Anyway.
Sorry, I gotta...
So, back on the urban legend kick. A lot of you guys, think about this. You're a traveling salesperson. You're tired, you're weary from flight. You get up in your room, kick off your shoes, you make knuckles on your toes in the carpet, you know, die-hard stuff right there. And you sit around and you go to the mini fridge and you look at the $10 beer you could have and you think, why don't I just go downstairs to the hotel bar?
I'd much rather do that, yeah.
It's usually a restaurant, some bus and honeys, that's how they say that, right? Now, bus and honeys, like hot chicks, is that how it is now? I don't know.
I've never heard of that, but okay.
I'm probably just making that up. But anyway.
What the
Sounds like a roller derby team. Like from Australia.
I think you just made that up. But.
I don't think I did. I think I heard that somewhere. Anyway, so you get down to the hotel bar, get snazzied up a little bit. You're not tired. You're weary, but not tired. You probably slept a little bit on the flight. You got some jet lag. You're not really ready to go to bed.
Wound up. Can't sleep yet.
Yeah, so you go down to the hotel bar, you sit down at the bar and you have a few drinks. You're maybe 2 or 3 in, and this gal sits next to you. And she's just a very, very nice looking gal. Very, very attractive, if one would. And she sits and, you know, there's nobody else around. There's people at the bar, but they're all off the bar eating at the booths, having food. Mm-hmm. Bartender brings you a drink. The gal sits there. She orders a drink. She has one. You guys don't talk really. It's kind of awkward because she's sitting pretty close to you. And, you know, you're going to be careful, though, with all that other shit that goes on. You don't want to be accused of something you didn't do. But you get another drink and you get bold. She finishes her drink, but at the same time you finish yours and you say, hey, can I buy you a drink? We're just sitting here alone at the bar. You guys start making small talk. Yeah, what are you doing here? Oh, I'm in town for business. I live in fucking bumfuck. You got a pretty mouth. I sell rubber ducks. I don't know. Whatever you do for a living as a traveling salesperson.
Oh
I'm sure there's somewhere out there where people sell rubber ducks and they have to travel for business. Please, if you find
That's
that
probably
or
a
if you do
job.
that for a living,
Yeah.
let us know in the comments down there. Because that would be dope. I want to know if you're a traveling rubber duck salesperson. Or if your rubber duck sales require you to do travel. That would be amazing. You guys start chatting. She tells you that she's from this other area too, different area. And you guys hit it off. You get to have some more drinks. A couple drinks turn into like 4 or 5 turn into you guys decide to get like touchy-feely. She starts doing the whole touchy on the shoulder thing. Oh, you're funny. Like, oh,
She's getting kind of
cute.
drunk.
Yeah, a little,
Yeah.
little flirty and stuff. And she goes, "Hey, I don't normally make the first move, but you want to go back to your room?" And you, of course, are going to say, "Yeah," because you're fucking drunk and you're thinking with your dick now, as one does. Like you needed the alcohol to help you, sir. Calm your genitals, for fuck's sake. It's going to get you in trouble. So you get up in the hotel with her, and you guys are kissing. And that's all you remember because the next thing you know is you're waking up. The room is dark and you're very, very cold. Very, very cold, and you have no idea why. You're shivering. You can't feel your toes or your fingers. Your lips are numb. And you look around, and as your eyes are looking around, you start to see there's a little bit of light. And that light captures a hard surface with you in the bathtub. You're in the bathroom. And then you realize this hard surface isn't a hard surface, but a bunch of little hard things that are very cold. Then you realize I'm covered in ice from my nipples down. God, why am I covered in ice? So you start getting yourself out of the tub and as much as you can, and you're shaking off the freeze and slowly getting feeling back to your body when all of a sudden you have an excruciating pain in your side. Just like that. It hurts. Why? Because the shock wore off. And your nerves are starting to register something. And that something is pain. But also something else is wrong. So you start touching yourself above the waist. What's wrong with you? You get your head out of the gutter. You already got yourself in a hotel room because you couldn't think without your dick. So you touch your side and you realize there's something there. And you look and there's staples. Why are there staples on me? Now you're having a total panic attack. And you realize you have a huge scar where the staples are sealing it shut. You've been surgered. So you call 911, you go to the ER, and they're like, "Sir, we hate to inform you, but your kidney's missing." You have been the victim of human trafficking, as goes the urban legend. That gal honeypotted you. She saw you thinking with the booze dick. And that's how you lose a kidney.
So was she not actually drunk? Was she pretending?
Never know. Some people have better tolerances for alcohol. All she had to do was lure you up to the room. Who knows who took your kidney? She
Yeah.
could have been working for the group of dudes. She could have been working solo and just carried surgical tools in her tiny little coach purse. I don't know. Probably she had a group of people with her. This is all hypothetical, of course, but does it happen? And the answer is no, not in that particular idiom. But this urban legend is based on some factual things that happen. Organ harvesting is a legitimate thing. For instance, we will take the case. I have notes. Of Ahmet Kak. That's his name. Just. He's a Kurdish man who's 34 years old. Claimed to Reuters in 1989 to have been lured to Britain for a supposed job. The man said he would need a medical check. He went to a hospital, or a hotel, anyhow, and thought he was getting a blood test. Turned out to be an injection that KO'd him. Supposedly his appendix was bad and it needed to be removed. But 3 days later, they told him, "No, actually, bud, we took your kidney, but don't worry, we'll pay you for it." So this becomes a big stink, because this is something that was in Reuters in 1989. This is a real story, a real news story. Crazy stuff. But wait, there's more. It goes on. The truth is out there.
Da-da-da-da.
So it turns out that Kak had actually taken out an ad in a bunch of Turkish newspapers offering to sell his kidney.
Really?
Yeah. And so somebody saw it and they bit. So they went for it. Now, I don't have a list of the going rate of organs on me.
Yeah, me neither.
I could probably look one up when we're done, but we have a lot to get through here on this.
I need to go on the dark web for that.
I mean, that's usually where we're going to get into that. Don't worry. It comes up. So December 18th, 1989, or December 18th. I don't know what day in December it was. It was December in 89. That's what I wrote. I don't know why I said 18th. I'm special. This is the article. There's this excerpt from the article. Mr. Cox said he was taken to the hospital by two brothers, Atu Nut and Toon Kunter, who had, I'm not making this up, I swear.
What are these names?
Kunter. They're Turkish.
Oh, okay.
Taken to the hospital by two brothers, Atu Nut. Atu Nur. My bad. And Toon Nut or Tunk Kunter. Jesus Christ.
God.
Talk about word jumbles. It's like they took that game where like you just shake the letters up and you got to find words before the other team does, and they just pick the name that way.
Yeah.
Who had been described to the hearing, this is talking about a court hearing, as kidney brokers. Yes, it's a thing. He said he did not see any doctors or nurses when he arrived because he was taken straight to a lift and shown to a luxurious room with a couch, television, wardrobe, and bed. Because when I think luxury, I think of the very bare minimum of hotel needs. Fucking so luxurious. I'm used to sleeping on a straw mat with a hooker peeing right next to me after she just turned a trick.
Oh my gosh.
I also crap into an old jar of MD 2020.
This is quite the show already.
Anyway.
Only 11 minutes in.
They drove me to a building which I thought was a hotel. I now know it as the Humana, which, guys, that's a hospital, not a hotel. I had a meal, and they, the Kunters, this is how it is in the article, I didn't say that myself. It's in parentheses. The Kunters left. I call people that, and they get really offended. Because it's the last name, guys. Come on, it's a surname.
Name, you know?
It's probably pronounced Kunter, but I'm not going to say it that way because I don't know. That sounds that doesn't sound right. That sounds too like Germanic and not Turkish enough. Anyway, the Kunters left, and I woke up in the morning. A woman wearing something white like a nurse came in and after asking me to sign a document, returned with a syringe in her hand. I was told they were going to take some more blood, and that's what he said. The next thing he knew was when he woke in a room with bottles on the wall fixed with cables, and he had a very wide bandage around his waist, which was painful. Yeah. So, here's the thing about that. Mr. Nutt ended up spending a couple of years in prison because he fraudulently made these claims. When they found out that he had intentionally sold his organ, first of all, now it's illegal to just sell your organs as just a random person. You can't just put up an ad and sell it. You have to go through the proper channels if you want to donate organs.
Donate.
This case is a reason for that.
Not sell.
Not sell.
Yeah.
If you want to donate them, you can do that, but you can't sell your organs for profit legally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or through an organization that handles that correctly. But that is that case is now the reason that law exists. I think in Great Britain is why, because he actually did travel to Great Britain, and the two brothers did have the surgery set up because they were kidney brokers, and back then that was a shady but semi-acceptable trade. It was something you wouldn't be proud of doing, but they weren't going to heat you for it as long as it was something that was willfully done.
Yeah.
Now, organ trafficking and stuff is a serious, serious problem.
It sounds like it's been a serious problem for a while.
Yeah. About the time we started being able to transplant organs, it became an issue.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean,
which has been for a while.
The first story about the hotel room, that came from an old chain of email. I don't know, you might not remember Yahoo chain emails, AOL chain emails, because you're kind of young. But you get them, and this one was titled Travelers Beware. And I had seen this email multiple times come in, and it was that same story. Just not told with my charm and wit and sophistication. But it was the same story about the hotel thing. Guy meets a girl there, so careful, they're harvesting your organs. And there was a few different versions. That one email does, they do know who originated that email.
Oh, yeah.
The original one that came out. They tracked back to who it was, and it was, I can't remember exactly what the guy was. He was just some random dude. Thought it was funny. and posted it.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
So it was a joke at first.
Well, it was one of those scare everybody chain emails, like, share this, you must share it to everyone, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, guys, you share stuff now, you post stuff, you get likes, you get follows. You can make money doing that now. Back then, you weren't making a dime doing that shit.
Yeah.
Unless you were one of those Nigerian princes that caught some old lady. Because that does happen. I have a buddy that actually went with one of those emails.
Oh, really?
Intending to defraud them.
Oh.
But what I told him, like, dude, you don't want to do this because you're not defrauding the guy. He's not sending you any actually money. He's sending you a bad check that you're going to take to the bank. You're going to cash part of it, and the bank's going to be out what you cash, and they're going to fucking charge you for it. And he's like, no, it's fine. They're going to go after this guy. I'm like, bet you all the money you're about to lose.
So he was thinking he was actually going to get money.
Well, he did. He got the bank to give him cash for the check, and then he went, and instead of sending it to the guy, he's like, I'm keeping it. I'm like, you're an idiot. You're dumb. So he used it to buy car parts. I'm like, what? I'm like, I wash my hands of this, dude, because you're committing fraud, and you know you're willingly committing fraud against the bank.
Did he get in trouble for it?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
He ended up having to pay it all back.
How much money was it?
I think it was like $7,000. It was between $5,000 and $7,000
Damn, that sucks.
that he had, and the check was worth more than that. But they obviously caught that. It's like,
So it was like a fake check, or what was it?
it was a bad check. It wasn't a
Bad
fake
check.
check. It was from a legitimate account that doesn't exist. So a legitimate account.
Oh, okay.
It
I
was
never
just
got how
fraudulent.
that worked. I was always wondering how that worked.
The bank,
Yeah.
the People's Bank of Ethiopia. Nobody's gonna fucking know.
Yeah.
But that's one of the reasons that banks do this thing where if you cash a check that isn't from that bank, they're only going to cash out a certain amount of that check, if anything,
Yeah.
until the check clears. Because that crap was all over the place. I mean, this is like,
I remember
hell,
that.
this is probably
yeah.
like 15, 16 years ago this
like
happened.
20 years ago, more like. That was a while ago.
Well, I mean, when my buddy was dumb enough to do this.
Oh, yeah.
I shouldn't. I throw that term "buddy"
Here, I'll
around
put it in
loose, and fast. That term because I'm not friends with him, but he was more of an acquaintance that I had to deal with once in a while.
Yeah.
Friends with my cousin, but I warned him, and he done fucked up. But yeah, so you get these chain emails back then, and there'd be all sorts of crap. You still see similar stupid crap like, if you don't share this, you're gonna have bad luck. You'll
Oh,
never
I
have
hate those
love.
things,
You don't
yeah.
repost this. It's a chain letter. It's just a fucking chain letter. It's stupid.
Or the, hello, I have $50,000 waiting for you. If you
Yeah.
just do this, or
I can't
send
access
me
it because of
this, or-
this, because
yeah.
of laws. And
I used to get those all the time in my
Yeah.
Yahoo email.
I used to respond to them.
Really?
Yeah, I used to be like, hey, man, I don't know if you know this, but they teach us about idiots like you in school now. So keep up the good work. We're getting a good laugh at it. That guy cussed me out so bad
Did he?
the first time I did it. After that, nobody would respond. Like, I didn't get any more responses that I remember.
Was it like a foreign person?
Oh, yeah, he was some pissed fucking dude. Like, I know you're sitting at some fucking coffee shop in fucking Nigeria or whatever, but no one's going to fall for your stupid shit. I think I was like 18. I was like, dude, they teach us about this in high school now, man. Like, what do you... And
Well,
earlier now, probably, but...
Old people, though. A
I know,
lot of
old
old
people
people
are-
fall for that kind of stuff. Or
You'd
they
think
get,
that-
or they'll get calls. You know, like the scam calls. Be like, hello.
Oh,
I
just-
need your social security number.
Just
whatever.
wait till I do my episode on televangelist. Oh, that's gonna ruffle some feathers. That's fun. Anyway,
That's another time.
but so there's a lot of stuff that goes on. I have an article here I'm going to read. This is from BBC News. I got two articles. They're both from BBC News. This one's from November 2020. I think it was the 26th of November. And it says, Chinese doctors jailed for illegal organ harvesting. And it's from BBC, which is British broadcasting channel, not something else
Yeah.
that you would hear on the internet or see on the internet. As exciting as that would be for some of you, I'm just throwing that out there. 6 people, including several doctors, have been jailed in China for illegally harvesting organs from accident victims, report local media. I don't know why I read that like a newscaster.
Yeah, you did.
I got problems. The group had tricked the families of the deceased into thinking they were making official organ donations. Between 2017 and 2018, they removed the livers and kidneys from 11 people at a hospital in the Anhui province. China is grappling with a huge shortage of organs and has struggled to meet demand through public donations. According to local reports, the trafficking ring included 4 high-ranking doctors, some of whom worked in organ procurement in hospitals. Now that's the job you get if you want to be a kidney broker, folks. Organ procurement for the hospital.
Procurement.
Procurement.
It's a funny word.
Yes, it is. Local media said they would target car crash victims or patients who suffered from cerebral hemorrhage at the Huaiyan County People's Hospital in Hawaii. If I'm saying that
Huaiyan?
wrong, I apologize. That's just how it's spelled.
Haiyan, maybe. Huaiyan.
Huaiyan. I don't know. The hospital's head of intensive care unit, Yang Suksun, would approach a patient's family member. What is with the names? It all sounds vaguely sexual on this article. I didn't even think about
Yang
it.
Suksun.
What?
Oh my god.
At least it's not Suksun Yang. Would approach a patient's family member and ask if they would consent to donating their loved one's organs. The family members would sign what would later turn out to be fake consent forms. The person would then be wheeled out of the hospital in the middle of the night and put into a van made to look like an ambulance where doctors would remove the organs. The organs would be then sold to individuals or other hospitals which members of the trafficking ring contacted secretly, according to the reports. So even other doctors at hospitals were involved in this because they were buying the bad organs, or the illegal organs.
Yeah.
There's so much that can go wrong with organ transplants. Like, if you get an organ transplant, you're on medication the rest of your life if the organ actually takes and your body doesn't kill it.
The what is it called? Anti-rejection.
Anti-rejection medication. Basically what happens is your immune system starts attacking the foreign body.
Because it's not part of your
It's not part
body.
of your DNA.
Yeah.
It's not who you are.
That's scary as shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for people that have to get that done.
Mm-hmm.
And some people have to get it done to live.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being one of those dudes that's walking around with a pig's heart?
That's weird.
That's a real thing.
I know.
That's been a real thing
Robin
for a
Williams.
long time. He had a pig heart?
He had a part of his heart was a valve, a pig.
That doesn't surprise me.
I think it was a pig, wasn't it?
Probably. Most likely.
Maybe it was like an ape or something.
Usually
a
pigs.
gorilla.
We're actually closer related for that to pigs.
Pigs. I think it was. I think he said it was a pig. But yeah.
Probably. They were eventually found out when the son of one of the victims grew suspicious. Several months after his mother's death in 2018, Shai Zinglin rechecked the documents of his family received when they agreed to her organ donation and found several discrepancies, including blank sections in the forms. He then discovered there were no records of his mother's donation held either with the provincial authorities or the China Organ Donation Administration Center in Beijing. Holy crap, that's a long title.
Yeah.
He told local news outlet Das Hongwang.
Really?
I'm not making any of this up.
Oh my god.
It all sounds vaguely sexual.
Yeah.
That when he asked Yang about this, he was immediately offered a large sum of money to keep mum, which in English speak means quiet.
Oh, okay.
Mum's the word.
Oh, mum's the word, yeah.
That's when I was sure something very strange was going on, Mr. Shai said. He promptly alerted the authorities. Well, I would hope so. The 6 men in the organ trafficking ring were sentenced in July for the crime of deliberately destroying corpses. They received jail terms of between 10 and 28 months. Wow. The case only appears to have come to light now after Mr. Shai spoke to local media. For years, China harvested the organs of executed prisoners to help meet demand, a practice that came under widespread global criticism. It was officially stopped in 2015, but authorities at the time said it would be tough to ensure compliance. The country now relies on public donations to its national organ bank. Donor rates in China have increased in recent years, but are still much lower than other parts of the world. 4.4 donations per million people, compared with 49 per million in donor rates in China, have increased in recent years, but are still much lower than other parts of the world. I just read that again. In Spain. So Spain has more by a lot. And China has a third of the world's population, and Spain outdonates them. And Spain is much, much smaller. Now, I want to tell you guys, this is from 2015. Organ trafficking in China has not stopped. It will not stop.
You know, the thing that stood out to me was that they only got 10 to 28 months in jail.
And it wasn't for human. It wasn't for.
10 to
it was
28
for
months?
improperly disposing of a body, which is a different crime
It's
in
like
China.
nothing.
Yeah.
Here, you'd be in there for life.
No, you'd get a few years for sure,
Really?
but not life. They don't put you in life for that. Ghoul work isn't life sentencing.
It'd be more than that.
You get a long time. I mean, yeah, the
Yeah.
violent corpse carries a weight on it.
Yeah.
So there's the gal that escaped from North Korea. She wrote some books and stuff, and she was telling stories of North Koreans that would escape and then go to China. a lot of them were killed and their organs were harvested when they got to China. So China is still happily harvesting human organs.
Wow.
Uyghur Muslims, any of the religious sect. There's one group of monks. I can't remember what they're called, but they're frequently tortured and having their organs just taken while they're alive,
Wow.
while they're still viable, and being
Horrible.
sold. And China's not openly doing it, but it's not a big secret that China loves to do this stuff. They still have slave labor. It's just an all-around great place. Communism's the best. Hard sarcasm.
Never pitched me going there.
No, well, you don't want to go there. Well, yeah. Now, there's another article here, again from the BBC. What are your thoughts on this before I get this? This is a long article. I'm not going to read the whole thing.
It's terrifying.
Well, yeah, because you don't know, and like cartels in Mexico do this shit.
Well, they probably do it here.
Think about all the people that are trying to come to this border that are being coyoted in.
Yeah.
A lot of those people don't survive the trips. A lot of those kids get separated from their families and will never see them again, and those kids disappear.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where those kids go, but I can guarantee it's not pretty. It's
well,
not
the whole,
something you want to know
sex
about.
trafficking thing.
That's a huge part of it.
I'm pretty sure that kids are involved in that.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
Which is even worse. I mean, it's already horrible.
Yeah.
But the fact that kids are involved is just despicable.
And the fact that we're not willing to do something about it pisses me off.
Yeah. it's
Because
like-
they're being trafficked in our country.
I know.
In our country. They're coming here illegally and being trafficked for sex in our country. And we're like, oh no, we should open the borders. No, give them no reason to do that. Cut off the ability for them to do that, those kids will be a hell of a lot safer. And the argument, well, they're going to get sex trafficked down there. So why would we want to bring that shit here?
Yeah.
Like, common sense. This isn't a political
This is
issue.
supposed to be like our safe country.
And we make it
we're supposed to be safe here.
and we make it a political issue. And I'm like, this isn't a political issue. This is a safety issue for everybody. The amount of violence and horrible things that happen to the people that are being illegally trafficked here is disgusting. And then they get here, people get here, they do the same shit. They take people from here and traffic them.
Yeah,
You could have a kid just sitting around walking around. Kidnapping rates in Portland right now are through the fucking roof. Do you know why? Because they're getting sold into slavery. Your kids, American kids,
And women in
and
general.
women in general.
Like me as a woman, I have to worry about, walking in the parking lot at Walmart and getting fucking taken.
Yeah, human trafficking is a real
It's
fucking
scary.
thing. And it's not just for kids, man. My sister, she's a heavy advocate for anti-human trafficking because she was involved in the trade for a while, apparently. Her ex-boyfriend was a pimp, and what he would do is he would get behind a girl while they were walking in his van. They'd pop him in the back of the leg with something like a pellet gun. While they were getting over to figure out what happened, they'd grab him, yank him in the van, get him hooked on drugs, and start selling them.
Yep.
That shit happens. That shit happens in America today, and we're not doing shit about it.
I was on, to go with that subject, I was on TikTok and I was watching some videos of girls telling their stories about, and this is something that keeps happening at Target. It's
Yeah.
always at Target. These young girls around my age, maybe a little younger, go to Target, they're just shopping, and this woman comes up to them with a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And acts like, and says something like, can you help me? I need help getting things or picking out things or something. And all the women that talked about it said it was really off. Like there's something really off, and they would just kind of walk away and say, oh, sorry, I can't. But
What was the first red flag? Well, they held the baby like by the head and shook
that's
it.
another thing. They said they were holding the baby like it wasn't a baby. Like it was a fake baby.
Well, that shit happens too. Actually, people have been caught. They've caught kidnappers at malls. The kidnapper, this has happened more
there
than
was
once.
one here at our mall, I think.
Yeah, not horrible long time
too
ago.
long ago.
They took the kid in the bathroom, changed their clothes, and tried to get out of the mall with them.
Wow.
That shit happens. And it just happened to be someone's like, that's not how that person is a parent. That's not right. There's something about that ain't right. They stood up and did something about it. So, I mean, this is a real thing that people need to worry about. And it's mostly females that have to worry about it in America.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Women.
Guys do get captured, but it's children and females.
Children and women have to
That's
fear
it.
for their lives just to go do normal, run errands.
Guys get ponied into it too, but not the same
Not
way.
as much,
Not usually.
no.
It usually starts as a young age.
Yeah.
If you guys think there's not something going on against our kids in this country, there's something incredibly wrong with you.
Yeah, it's
This is the thing,
bad.
like, I always teach situational awareness. Like, someone tried to follow my kid home the other day.
Really?
Yeah, and she's like, Dad, this mom wanted me to tell you this guy tried to follow me home. And I'm like, okay, so what did you do? She's like, well, I didn't go by the trail because she walked down to Target of all fucking places, ironically, And there's two ways to get there from my house on foot. You know, you can walk down the road, or you can go down that trail.
The main road or the trail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Which is, I take the trail because who's gonna mess with me? Like realistically,
That's not safe for a kid to take though. That trail.
not by themselves. No, I
themselves,
make them
no.
go in groups.
Even
in daylight, someone's
even
gonna attack
I
my
wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
alone.
no. Heather goes and tries to. Don't go
Yeah.
that way alone.
I'd rather just go the main
Carry a
where all
weapon
the
if you're gonna
cars
go.
are.
Yeah.
Know, where it's busy.
And you know, it's just situational awareness. Kid knew that the guy was looking at her, and she started noticing he was staying back. He was doing the whole thing where she was looking at reflections of shit to see where he was, and if he thought she was looking, he'd be looking away, and he'd take a step to going sideways, and he'd get right back behind her.
Was
and
it
so
your
she
oldest?
juked him. Yeah,
Okay.
the one that fights. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one I've been training since she could stand up. Yeah, so
That guy would have been in trouble if he.
if he would have followed her here, that would have been the last day on earth for that guy.
Oh,
I would have
know.
found a way to be like, he had a gun. I don't know where it
Yeah.
came. I just thought it was a gun, man. I don't know. I just started swinging. I started stabbing. I don't know. It happened.
He would have died for sure.
Yeah, he would have been
Yeah.
hurt. Well, and then we were outside of the jiu-jitsu gym, and this is another thing. She walked out to the car. I was there sparring with one of the guys, and they had just got done with their jiu-jitsu class, and I was like kind of doing some light sparring with a buddy of mine who does MMA, and I was getting my ass handed because I haven't sparred in fucking forever, and I'm super out of shape now. But she walked out to the car. We could all see her through the window. Some guy starts talking to her for a second, very nice, and then like he starts asking her questions on her way back into the gym. She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna go. I'm in here, and I gotta go." And so she sits down, and me and my buddy are sparring. And the coach is at the front. One of the coaches is at the front. And the guy comes into the gym, like, making a beeline to my kid. And she bolted across the gym to the back room. And I looked over at the same time my buddy who's looked over, who was a really good MMA guy. And, I mean, you're walking into a gym full of people that can...
Place to walk into to do that.
The dumbest place you can walk into in this county is that gym to
Yeah.
go after one of the kids in the school. We will all destroy you. It's it.
You would have died.
Even the weakest of us will fuck you up.
Yeah.
And like, dude walks in, and the coach immediately gets in his face. Get the fuck out of our house! He just, and I was throwing the gloves off, getting across the mat. I was all the way across the gym,
Yeah.
and then my buddy was walking with me. We're making a beeline for it. This guy's
What a weirdo.
out of the. And then one of the other dads is like in a store right here. He comes out because he hears what's going on. So now there's fucking 5 of us ready to fuck this guy up. 5 or 6
what
of
did
us.
the guy do? Just run away, or?
Yeah, he was like trying to follow her, and he started doing some weird kung fu shit on the curb, and then like, I'm like, "Here, let me get him. I'm running out the door, and then he ran away. It's like, motherfucker.
What a dumbass.
But my kid
Oh
was
God.
smart though. She paid attention, and she
Yeah.
went to where she knew it was safe. She's like, he is not getting me through this group of people.
No.
There's no chance in hell that
If
they're
you're
going to let something
there,
happen.
even
to
if
me.
it was just you.
Oh
like,
no, yeah, that
you
was
wouldn't
it.
let
The
anything
only
happen.
reason
Yeah.
that the other coach got to him first is because he was right there, and I was across the fucking gym.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't going to fight this guy with pads. I was going I was going to start hitting him. I was just in a mood for that. But that shit's something to be very aware of, guys. I always tell people when I teach self-defense and stuff, when I was teaching martial arts, situational awareness is the key. I mean, you see me at the bar. I'm always looking all over the place. Real quick looks everywhere I'm
As
looking.
you should,
I'm
because
looking at
there's
waistbands.
crazy people everywhere.
I'm looking at ankles to see if there's a holster. I'm looking at fucking weird, like, shapes and stuff. I'm looking for people at backpacks, and it could be a weapon. People are acting funny, their hands in their pockets too much, pulling in and out like this, shit, moving their sleeves up while they're looking at somebody, popping their collar a little bit too much like this, shit like that. I'm always paying attention to stuff like that because you need to be. Man, I do sound wired today, don't I?
Yeah.
This is what happens when I don't drink. I have too much fucking energy. But you get to that situation. You get
it's
that
just
situational
like
awareness is really
the
important.
story I told before, where I almost got kidnapped down in Disneyland.
Yeah, down Disney.
When I was walking back to the hotel with my friend, we were both like 15 years old. I might have been 16. I think I was still 15. And the guy pulled up and tried to kidnap us.
Yeah, that's gnarly.
And it was like after midnight, It was late.
You do have a very kidnappable face. Worst pickup line ever. Could you imagine somebody coming to your bar and say,
Wow.
I just want to let you know you'd make a great kidnapping victim. Like,
I would run away from that person.
It's like that Dane Cook joke. It's like, hey, are you going to be walking to your car alone later?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But yeah, anyway, it's something that happened that I will always remember and terrified me for months after. Like, I was traumatized after that.
Oh, I fucking bet.
For a few months, yeah. I was scared. I was not wanting to, walk anywhere by myself. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, that shit can fuck with you. Like, I've had people follow me and stuff. Like, I told you about that one guy that pulled up next to me in that vehicle once when I was leaving the coffee shop. Like,
and
I was a lot
younger then. I think he was
then.
trying to sex traffic you.
Well, he was trying to do something
Or
weird.
something.
I don't know why. I'm not exactly
you or
small. I wasn't even small then, so I don't understand. Like, I wasn't.
Hold you hostage? Maybe he's doing like a Jeffrey Dahmer type of thing. Who knows?
I don't know. I don't give off the air of someone that is into men.
No.
Technically speaking.
You don't.
I mean,
but he was probably just looking for whoever.
He wanted attention. Maybe he was trying to sell me drugs or something, or get me to download his mixtape. I don't fucking know.
Maybe he was just gay and wanted to.
Maybe he just thought I was cute.
He thought you were cute, yeah.
It wasn't
was being
flattering.
creepy about it.
I've had way better looking gay guys try to pick me up than that guy. That's flattering. That guy wasn't flattering.
I mean, you don't know what people want to do. You don't know what they're doing.
It's hard to tell someone's intentions.
Yeah, you don't know what their intention is.
But I knew it was bad. I knew it was bad.
Yeah.
The warning lights, the spider senses were tingling. But
yeah.
So this is another article from BBC. More organ trafficking here. Organ harvesting. Trafficked for his kidney and now forced into hiding. 26 June 2023. That's from last year. This is recent.
Wow.
So this stuff is still alive and well, folks, in case you were wondering. When a man who'd been sleeping rough walked into a police station near Heathrow Airport, it would lead to the UK's first prosecution of human trafficking for organ removal. The BBC has been giving unprecedented access to the Metropolitan Police team that investigated this historic case. Daniel was about to get the fright of his life. He was sitting in a consultation room at the Royal Free Hospital in London, speaking to doctors with his limited English. The 20-year-old street trader from Lagos, Nigeria, had come to the UK days earlier for what he had been told was a life-changing opportunity. He thought he was going to get a better job. Oh, buddy, you got work, that's for sure. but now doctors were talking to him about the risks of the operation and his need for lifelong medical care. It was at that moment, Daniel told investigators, that he realized that there was no job opportunity, and he had been brought to the UK to give a kidney to a stranger. Jesus.
Wow.
Not even a friend. Now, I have a good friend of mine who did donate either one of his kidneys or part of his liver to his sister because it can grow back. It might have been part of his kidney because she had a bad kidney or something. And he's fine. It apparently regenerate.
Your kidney can grow back?
If you don't cut it all out, yeah. If they take a part of it, it's either the kidney or the liver. One of them regenerates. I know your liver can repair. It can repair, but I don't think it regenerates.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
Although,
I know you can live with one kidney.
Here's the real thing I want to know. We're doing all sorts of weird experiments. Why aren't we doing more lizard experiments where we can grow limbs back like the lizards? I just want the really long tongue. Like here, that I can just hit flies with. Make a great party trick.
His ADD's kicking in.
So we could have some money out there, counting their money. Just be like, hey, mine now.
Ew.
Thanks for the $100 bill. I needed that, Benjamin. No, it's yours. You can have it, dude. It was in your mouth. Also, never put money in your mouth. Ugh.
Ew. Dirtiest stuff ever.
Anyway. He was going to literally be cut up like a piece of meat, take what they wanted out of him, and then stitch him back up, according to Christina Huddleston from the anti-modern slavery group Justice and Care. The anti-modern slavery group Justice and Care. Okay, I had to read that again. Luckily for Daniel, the doctors had become suspicious that he didn't know what was going on and feared that he was being coerced. So they halted the process. What a lucky son of a bitch. Daniel was not free of his traffickers, though. Back in the flat he was staying in, two men came to examine him. It was then he overheard a conversation about sending them back to Nigeria to remove his kidney there. They were not giving up that kidney. He fled, and after 2 nights sleeping rough, he walked into a police station near Heathrow, triggering an investigation that would lead to the UK's first prosecution for human trafficking. Why did they repeat that line twice?
I don't know.
That wasn't me this time. That's how it was written. That was in May of 22, and Daniel, not his real name, now lives under heavy police protection. They're still after that. You can't find another kidney out there, folks? What? Anyway, the BBC's File on 4 has learned that his groundbreaking case alerted the UK authorities to other instances of organ trafficking. These include the case of an Indian man in his 60s who had been arrested in the UK on suspicion of conspiring to exploit a person for organ removal. He was arrested earlier this month and released on bail. Well, that's great. A case referred to police by the Human Tissue Authority, which must approve living organ transplants in the UK after it refused to give the go-ahead a handful of other referrals to police authorities of people it suspects have returned to the UK after having illegally paid for transplants abroad. Meanwhile, the Met Police says it is still investigating other outstanding suspects from its original investigation. Jesus. So Daniel's case reveals the tactics used by traffickers to lure people to the UK under false pretense. When Daniel was first offered the chance to work in the UK while he was still in Nigeria, he was asked to go in for a blood test. That sounds familiar. He thought it was for his UK visit, but it was really to check if his body was healthy enough to have his kidney removed. They didn't even tell him they're going to take his kidney. We're going to job for him. We're going to take your blood first. It's totally normal. Every job I've gone to has wanted a blood sample. Most of them don't even want a piss sample anymore. There's too much pot around. They don't want to have to know hire nobody. He was then put on a flight to London, but had no money and wasn't allowed to touch his passport. His every move was now being controlled. Hi, I'm a red flag. Nice to meet you. Look, even if you're ignorant, man, come on. I wonder if this guy was like special needs, because I didn't read this entire article, because this is a really long article. I'm not going to read the whole thing.
Yeah, don't read the whole thing, please.
It goes on for days.
Yeah.
His traffickers then introduced him to the young Nigerian woman who was hoping to get his kidney. Sonia, who was 25 at the time, has a serious form of kidney disease. She needs a transplant and is on dialysis for 5 hours a day, 3 or 4 times a week. That sucks for her, but there's other ways to go about this. A photograph of their meeting was taken as evidence of their relationship. He was being presented as her cousin, a willing donor for his family member. That's because while it's legal to offer an organ to someone else, you can't do it for financial reward. What is organ harvesting? We know that already. Anyway, so yeah, there's middlemen. There's all sorts of politicians that are involved in Nigeria.
This is a long article.
I guess the girl's father was a politician. Is a politician in Nigeria. There's like lists of these things that have been trafficked. Holy crap! Oh my God! Then it gives numbers if you feel like you're going to become a victim of slavery or trafficking.
I like how our episode was supposed to be about urban legends.
Well, I wanted to talk about the urban legend and why it exists.
Yeah.
That was the whole point, because this is still the urban legend. Turns out this one is real.
This is a real thing.
It's based on reality. It's not real. The story itself is not real, but I mean, most urban legends, that's kind of the thing I was talking about last week, is a lot of these things have basis in fact.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is get these urban legends and figure out what caused them to be urban legends and why we tell them as a society. And this is obviously hey, be careful of your surroundings.
Yeah.
This is one of those. Be careful of what's going on around you. This just happens to be really prescient right now in today's society.
And it's been
for longer than we know, because
it's just they never talk about it.
And like
nobody ever talks about it on the news or anything.
And and it's a thing where anything shady is out there. The internet's out. You can get anything you want if you know where to look. And so now we talk about the connection with ClearNet or the deep web or the dark web. Mm-hmm. Dark web. Anyway.
The dark web.
So what do you know about the dark web, Katie Cat?
Not much. I mean, I've watched some YouTube videos that people have posted about it. People that have gotten mystery boxes off of the dark web.
Have you ever fucked around on the dark web?
No. No, I won't.
I've done some fucking around on the dark web.
I won't do that.
It's not that bad. Look, so
I just don't want to.
There's the open web or the clear web or deep net.
I don't know how. I also don't know how.
You need basically it's all the information that's not shown up on regular browsers and stuff.
I know you need like a VPN and.
No, you just need a
or something.
No, you need basically just a Tor router, the Onion router. So it's layers. It peels into layers. It gets into the things. It goes in and it looks for the things that the regular browsers don't look for.
So basically you have to spend money to do it.
No, it's free. You can get on there.
Really?
Yeah, you can get on there. What it does is you bounce from IP address to IP address. Oh. So you're not just using your own. But, I mean, it still connects to yours.
Yeah.
But you're running off somebody else's shit. A lot of the military stuff is ran that way. The military, U.S. government stuff uses stuff that way.
Police
Police use stuff that way.
They use that to, like, find people and.
Yeah, and if you have like, say, you have your own like, not necessarily a LAN, but something like a LAN. I don't know the exact term for it.
Landline.
But you and your buddies have a direct connection using the web, and you have your own backdoor channels. That's just part of the deep web. It's just not what's normally
Yeah, I've never done any of that.
done with the regular protocols. So I used the Onion browser when I was looking around, the Onion router, and you just browse that way. And there's like DuckDuckGo, you can look and get on stuff that way. They had a browser for it for a long time, and it's stuff you don't normally find.
Yeah.
So Google's not going to come up, Bing's not going to come up with a Jeeves if it's still around. I don't know if Jeeves is still around or not.
Ask Jeeves.
Is that still there?
Oh my god, I forgot about Ask Jeeves.
Yeah, so I'm guessing no.
I feel like it is. I feel like it might be.
I don't know. That'd be
We
interesting.
could
Whatever
look it
happened
up.
to Jeeves?
Wait a minute, I'm gonna look it up real quick.
You're going to look it up real quick?
I want to see.
It's going to be on that screen.
Oh.
You got to move that over here if you want to do that.
This is so cool.
Katie Cat's not used to using multiple monitors, so
I'm not.
bear with her.
Ask Jeeves. Is it Jeeves? Is that how you
I
spell
don't
it?
know if it's Jeeves or Jeeves. I think it's Jeeves.
It's with a V, right?
I don't remember.
Oh.
You're not connected to the internet. You can't look it up. Huh?
I thought we were connected to your phone.
No, my phone's not even. It's not even turned on for that. You gotta actually turn it on.
Okay, whatever.
Anyway, we'll
Doesn't
look it up
matter.
later.
Yeah, let me close that.
Different topic. Different topic for a different show.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you know, you go on the deep web and stuff, and you can find anything you want there. Human trafficking, hitman, stuff like that. It's pretty much how Hillary Clinton does most of her business. Silk Road, you can buy drugs. You can buy all sorts of shit
I'm
on
gonna
the,
look up the Ask
on the
Jeeves
deep
thing
web.
while you talk.
But yeah, you can, including buying organs and stuff, and human victims. Remember that Wayfair thing that came out a while back?
Wayfair. Yeah.
When they were talking about the human trafficking?
On Wayfair?
Yeah. There would be like a piece of furniture that's like one of their regular pieces of furniture, but it would be named after a kid.
Oh, it's called Ask.com, not
Oh,
Ask
it's just
Jeeves.
Ask, so it's there, but it's just not
It's
Jeeves
Ask.
anymore.
Yeah.
They just fired Jeeves.
They got rid of the Jeeves.
No, take the British guy and kick him out. We don't need the British.
They got rid of the butler.
Damn imperialists.
But anyway,
so
Wayfair. I've ordered from them.
yeah, so they had a furniture thing
I ordered
where
a bed from them.
there was a big thing where they were like having furniture that would be priced. It was like you'd see the same thing with a different model name, and then you see one with like a person's name, and there'd be another one of the same kind with a different person's
on
name.
their website.
And the regular price would be like $300, yeah. And then the other prices would be like 10,000, 15,000. The ones with the different names of girls.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
And they said, "Oh no!" And of course, Wayfair said, "No, it's not. It's not true. It's not, you guys are, it's not true." There's plenty of evidence for it, but no, totally not human trafficking from Wayfair.
Wow.
No way you're getting a curio cabinet.
I've ordered like a few things from them.
Yeah, well, you pay a little extra. You might have got some young Chinese kid.
My vanity is from Wayfair.
Just saying.
And I had a
You
bed
never heard
from
that?
there.
This is not that long ago.
No, I
This is
never.
like right around the time that COVID started really picking up.
I just ordered from them when I moved
Can
here.
you imagine
3 years
how
ago.
much human trafficking took a huge spike and increase during the whole COVID lockdowns?
Do you think it did?
Fuck yeah. Of course it did.
But people were not going out though. They were
It doesn't
home.
go out. You also have hospitals saying that people died from COVID when they got in motorcycle wrecks. You think that everyone that
Oh,
died in a
yeah.
hospital that said it was COVID is either dead or actually had COVID? No. Come on. There's actually, it keeps popping up on my YouTube. I'm not going to watch it because I don't really get that much into conspiracy. This guy starts a narration. How do 20,000 children go disappear in New York City during a global pandemic? And then I'm like, yeah, I know where that's going, Skip. Like, I don't need to hear that. No, they didn't traffic 20,000 kids by pretending they died of COVID. There'd be paperwork. There'd be parents kind of questioning that. There wasn't a whole lot of kids that died during COVID at all. So it's like...
It was mostly older people.
Yeah, barking up the wrong tree with that conspiracy, pal. That said, if the parents are dead from COVID and the kids just disappear, who's reporting it? Oh, conspiracy. I'll leave that one for Tom Velasquez, the Paranormal Patriot. Check him out. He's great if you like conspiracies and some more political talk. It's going to be more in depth than I try to get. I try not to get too political about it, but what do? Are you just peacocking to the camera right now?
No, I felt like I looked like I was hunching over too much.
No, you're fine. Anyway, so yeah, organ trafficking, totally legit fear. Urban legend, we'll go with based on reality. Though not true
It's
in
real.
general. I'm not saying it's never happened, because that probably inspired someone to do that at some point. So it's probably happened by now, inspired by the urban legend. It's more life imitating art than vice versa, I think.
Basically, if you're out, just be careful.
Yeah, watch your shit. Don't take drinks from people.
Yeah. No.
So, for instance, like I tell Katie all the time, don't take drinks from people at the bar. If someone wants to buy you a drink, have the bartender hand it to you.
Yeah, I never
Don't
do
let
that.
people you don't know watch your drinks. Don't leave them on the table unattended. You see me at a bar, my hand is over my drink like this about 90% of the time.
Yeah.
This is how bad it is for me. I'm at the strip club in Portland with my buddy, and I've talked about the strip club experience a few times. I don't know if I've done it on the show. I had no intention of going to a strip club. I was on a family vacation in Portland. So it was 6.5 hours away. And I'm in the hotel room, can't sleep, family's all asleep. My buddy sends me a message, hey, are you in Portland? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, fuck, I am too, dude. What are you doing? Like, being bored at my hotel room. What are you doing in Portland? I'm here in business. Really? Cool. It's like, hey, you want to go out? I said, sure. You want to go to a bar? I said, sure. What kind? Sports, cigar, or strip? He's like, all.
Oh.
Like, all right. He's like, I'll be there in a minute to pick you up. He's like, where's your hotel?
You just wanted to party.
Yeah, we just wanted. So we went to the first strip club. Terrible, terrible encounter. I think I told you about it. The second one was also a terrible encounter, but at least the one dancer there was attractive until she decided to sling all of her bits in my face. Really, and I had to go like this. I mean, it wasn't a bad landscaping, but it was still. I didn't need
Like
that in my face.
she had nothing on?
She's a stripper, yes.
She was naked?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Birthday suit. Well, she had high heels on. I don't know if that counts for anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that.
But she literally like got in front of me, and then like I do this. She goes, I do this trick, or first she said this. I'm sativa. I'm holding my beer. I'm like, yeah, of course you are. I'm just like, fuck. And it was my bad, because what happened was I wasn't gonna go to the I was sitting at the bar with my buddy.
Mm-hmm.
And this bar is much nicer than the first club we were at, because the first club we were at was a total dumpster fire. I'm surprised the health department hasn't shut that down. And if it has, I mean, maybe it has. But we're at this other place, and there's this really long dancing stage there. And at the end of the dancing stage, there's one dude sitting. There's nobody else in this bar. All the other dancers had quit that night. This chick was the only chick working. It's like, I got bills to pay. I'm taking my clothes off for cash. That's the only thing I can think she was thinking. Yeah. So one dude's sitting at the bar, or at the bar that's at the dancing area, the table, I don't know, the stage. I guess it's a stage. And the pole is all the way in the middle of the freaking stage. Mm-hmm. So it's like a walk in either direction to get to the pole, to get back to it. So I'm like, I look at my buddy. I'm not going to say his name because his wife doesn't know that he went with me to the strip clubs. And he was supposed to be there on business. And she definitely doesn't know. He might have been imbibing whilst driving. But, so I'm like, dude, I feel bad for this chick. I'm going to go sit down. Let's go sit down. I'll put some cash in front of you. So I tossed a $5 in front of him and a $5 in front of me, and I sat there. That's when she crawled up. Because this guy would wait for her to get all the way to the pole and then throw $1 down, so she had to mosey all the way back down to him.
Oh, God.
And I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? He didn't get much attention after we sat down.
Yeah.
But she crawls up, does that thing. She puts her head, like, looks at me, says that, puts her head down into my lap, and then...
Oh, my God.
Throws her butt towards my face with her legs spread, almost kicks my buddy in the fucking face. Her ass almost engulfs mine. Like, her butthole was here. I went like this. I did not expect that. Like,
oh my God.
You want to rub your tits in my face? Fine. I don't need your butthole at my nose.
Ew.
And so I'm just like, ugh. And she gets back down and does her thing, like grinds on me a little bit. I'm just like, now I'm out of the mood completely. Not that I was really in it in the first place. But then she goes and dances. I'm like, hey, I got to take a piss. So I went to the bathroom. And I come back, and he looks at me and goes, you took your drink into the bathroom with you? Well, I wasn't going to leave it out here with these fucking people. So that's the whole point of that story was to talk about drink safety. It's a really long way to say, hey, cover your fucking drinks and watch it the whole time you're at the bar. Because I've been dosed.
Remind me to never go to that strip club.
Yeah, it was It was actually one of the cleanest strip clubs I've ever been to, but it was still awkward. Very awkward.
Very awkward.
Luckily, at the end of the night, like we left there, we found a nice cigar bar so we could have beers and smoke cigars indoors,
Nice.
which in California is not. I've been to one place in California where they allow that. But yeah, so yeah, watch your drinks.
Yep.
Dosage
Be
does
careful.
happen.
Watch your drinks. Watch your back. Watch your everything.
Yeah, and it's just not just at the bar, like
Everywhere.
anywhere.
Literally at the grocery store.
Watch your kids too, guys. Like, teach your kids how to be safe. I have learned when I was a kid, it was don't talk to strangers, don't take candy from strangers, don't get into strangers' vehicles. If a person says they know you or they know your parents, they probably don't. Don't put clothes on your kids with the kid's fucking name on it.
Yeah.
Don't do that stupid family bumper sticker that shows all your family members and then my honor roll student goes to the school. Then they know how many kids you have, where your kids go to school. Think this shit through. Social media, you see kids posted on social media all the time. I'm glad you're proud of your kids. I very seldom will post anything with my kid on it on social media.
It's like it's not the 80s anymore. You can't do that
Even
kind of stuff.
then, in the 80s, it was ingrained in us. You'll get kidnapped and raped and dead.
Yeah.
Like...
But you gotta admit, back then it was a little safer than it is now.
Yeah, I gotta edit out that one word. Remind me. What's the timestamp on that?
What word? I didn't.
Graped.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We should probably wrap it up from that.
Yeah. Anyway, so the moral of the story is there's a lot of rules we need to start teaching our kids again because the amount of kids that don't know this shit is staggering.
Yeah.
My kids' friends will just walk to my house at night.
That's not safe.
And I'm like, what are you doing?
Especially in this neighborhood, that's not safe.
And my kids are like, hey, can we go do this with them? I'm like, no, get your ass in the house.
Yeah.
It's dark. There's crackheads everywhere.
There's tweakers and
Like-
who knows driving around. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not safe. Anyway, guys, that's that episode of Vanishing Gates. We will come back with another urban legend, most likely next week, unless we find something else to talk about that's more prescient.
Maybe we'll have Jack on to talk about nerd stuff. We'll see.
Yeah, we need to do another recording of that. I haven't posted it except edit that one.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I need to edit that. I want to think about how to approach that. I don't know if we want to call it Vanishing Gates or give it another name on the channel or something. Have a different playlist. I don't know how to approach that one yet. We don't need to sit and talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
That one's just easier to do when he's here. And then, yeah, so, anyway. Where can they find you on the stuffs?
You always ask me that. I'm like,
Like you just randomly forget every time I've asked?
Katie Cat Plays on Twitch. I stream on there sometimes. And that's it for now.
You're not going to do your art stuff?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I could. Oh.
I mean...
Mopey Zoo Lion.
What?
You're acting like a Mopey Zoo Lion about that.
Anyway, where can they find you?
Moojuice Magic at Twitch.
Yeah.
MOOJUICE MAJIK. Because I don't like spelling correctly. It's not as fun. Leet speak, man. Don't even start with me. You can check us out on our Facebook page for Vanishing Gates. We post things there once in a blue moon. I know Katie Cat needs to be a little more active on there because I haven't been. And I can't do all of it.
Yeah, I need to post on our TikTok.
Word.
I've only posted once. So.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, make sure you like, follow, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, and tell your friends about us because we would really like to get up there in the world of YouTubes.
It'd be nice.
And we will be getting things as we're getting more to the point where we're getting things a little more put together, which is a big plus. Again, a big part of that was me waiting on buying the house, and now it's gone through. I'm just trying now to sort things out.
Computer.
Yeah, the next step is to get that computer in here.
Internet.
And then the internet. Yeah, we have to get a new Cat 5 cable. We'll have the internet hardwired. We can go live again.
Yep.
All right, guys. I've been Jay, and this has been
Katie.
And we will catch you guys next time. Good night and good nightmares.